This meeting is being called to order in accordance with Public Laws 1975, Chapter 231. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to the Star Ledger, the local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and the Township website. Can Committeeman Rich Huber please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our members of service at home and abroad. Be seated. Madam Clerk, can we please have a roll call?
Yes.
Present.
Here.
Here.
Before we start, can I just say one thing?
Committeeman Huber.
I've been absent the last month or so, and people had me on my deathbed. I'm not dying, even though a lot of people would like to see that. No. Did have an operation. Right now in physical therapy, and I'm here to stay. So, thank you for all your good best wishes and things like that. But I am all right. Thank you.
I, for one, am very glad you're here, and we'll be here continuing. Moving on to proclamations and announcements. Springfield residents 55 and older, the January 2025 calendar is available. And the mayor puts it best, there is never an empty day. Everything is filled, except for probably, Christmas. Except for, New Year's, but, it is what it is. All municipal offices will be closed Wednesday, December 25th and January 1st. The menorah lighting will be held on Thursday, December 26th at 5 p.m. at Veterans Park. Open to the community, drinks, food, and much more. Leaf collection ends on Tuesday, December 31. And right after leaf collection, our township's reorganization meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, January 1 at high noon. Regular committee meeting will be held Tuesday, January 14th at 7 p.m. The township would like to thank St. James for donating the new flags in Veterans Park, and the American flag, state flag, and POW flag were also all replaced. Free rabies clinic is scheduled for Saturday, January 11th from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. at the Chisholm Community Center. General assistance, please call 908-851-8507. Residents who have recycling picked up on Wednesdays will have a change in the schedule for December 25th and January 1st. The new recycling day will be collected on Friday, December 27th, and Friday, January 3rd. And without further ado, I will pass it over to Mayor Christopher Weber.
That was a heck of an entrance. Thank you. If there was any form of traffic in New Jersey, I hit it today. Every single block. Please be careful while driving. It is pouring rain outside, and it is pretty gross. We're at the recycling schedule. Okay, will be changed as of January 25th. As of January 2025. All residents who had a scheduled pickup on Monday or Tuesday, new recycle day will be Thursday. All complexes will remain with Friday recycling pickup. I do know Giordano sent flyers to everybody. Do not throw them out. Wednesdays, you're staying the same. Nothing has changed. Monday and Tuesday has been condensed into Thursday. That's the only thing that has changed. Public hearing, community block development grant with Brendan O'Reilly and Our BA, Mr. John Basicolo. We're ready
May
for
I
that?
please have a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
Okay.
Sounding good, Alex.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rich thanks you, Alex, for not coming in sick.
I think you all should thank me, to be honest.
We're all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Hello, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brendan O'Reilly, and I am here today to present the Year 51 Community Development Block Grant application, which we use for our senior citizens transportation service. In recent years, the county has awarded us approximately $11,000. This money is used to pay a portion of our bus driver salaries, allowing our program to grow and expand. These funds help our senior citizen program by providing transportation for our seniors to go wherever they may need to go on a daily basis. For example, this service is used by seniors to go to doctor's appointments, the gym, post office, grocery stores, hair points, any other daily errands they may have to go to, as long as it's in Springfield. This transportation service is a free service for all Springfield senior citizens and is available to them 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and they can reserve a ride up to a week in advance. Our department also takes seniors on monthly bus trips to farmers markets, mall trips, casinos, theaters, among other things. For example, the seniors are going on a bus trip to Woodbridge Mall tomorrow. Springfield has multiple senior housing complexes, so it is essential that we provide this service to our senior population. Our drivers service around 130 seniors annually. The Recreation Department finds this grant extremely beneficial to the town because it helps us continue our commitment to benefiting our senior citizens any way that we can. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The other part. This year, we're recommending pavement improvements on Midvale Drive and Northview Terrace. A draft application has been prepared, as well as the engineering estimate and a project location map. If you look in the past, we've done Pitt Road was in '24, we got a grant for. Cottage Lane was '23, Glenview Drive and Waverly were '22. All the streets are encompassed in one eligible area where we're allowed to do this. The only remaining non-county jurisdiction roadway is Fieldstone Drive, which we're gonna apply in '26. We're requesting $191,000, and we'll submit that shortly.
And we usually get a nice chunk of money.
Yes, we do. Enough generally to offset most of the cost of the milling and the paving.
This year was about 120-ish.
I think it was a little more, actually.
And when we get this grant, this will cover how many, what's the max you think this thing can cover?
Well, what we're gonna do with that is we're gonna do 2 roads because there's only a couple left. See, we're restricted to an area. We've paved everything but 3 roads now. So we're gonna do 2 this year, 25, and then there's 1 left for 26.
You can also use it for, curb cuts, the ADA.
Yeah.
Like,
But again, I think it has to be in that area that's eligible.
I'm not sure about.
I'm not sure,
About
but
the
we're
curb
not to
cuts
that point
particularly,
yet.
but we're not to that, like, that goes in front of the committee that I sit on. So like, I get to hear the glory that is those applications for the
Yeah.
whole county.
So we're usually successful on getting a
Yeah.
grant on those.
Does anyone from the public wish to comment before we close this? Yes. It is.
We didn't even get to that yet. We didn't even get to public, no, that was just on public comment on the block grant, on the community block grant.
All right, may I have a
Anything
vote?
on that?
Motion to close it?
Second,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda.
all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. Mhm. All right, now we'll move on to public comment on agenda items only. If there's anything on this agenda and you've got a comment on it, come on up, state your name, address, and comment. I do not have any emails on agenda items. I do have an email that we will take care of later. But seeing nothing on agenda items only, we are going to move on to reports, to our administrator's report, Mr. John Pacico.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, we're on leaf collection. We're currently on our fourth pass of the entire township, followed by the street sweeper. Make sure you get your leaves out to the curb as soon as possible because, as we said, December 31st is it. Any leaf put at the curb after the 31st will not be picked up. We have removed over 7,000 cubic yards this year of leaves, just to kind of give you an idea. Christmas tree collection. Residents will begin placing their Christmas trees at the curb after the 1st. No need to call for a pickup as DPW will be canvassing the entire town on a regular basis. All trees are recycled, therefore they must be stripped clean of all decorations, including plastic bags, tinsel, anything like that's got to be taken off. Storm basins. I don't know if anyone has noticed, but we're out cleaning storm basins. So you'll see the sewer truck out. We're just cleaning everything out. We've got approximately 900 basins in town that we'll be going through and making any necessary repairs to ensure that they are functioning properly. Recycling, we discussed the new recycling schedule. There was a change in '25. The flyers have been sent out, and it was mentioned. So if there's any questions, you can certainly call the town hall or you can call DPW. Mr. Mayor, one thing I wanted to, you did bring up last time about the crosswalks. We did get some pricing on those for the 2 crosswalks to light them. The chief was going to go out and look at how dark those crosswalks are, but I just wanted to give you this. We're going to need, as we do our budget meetings, we're going to have to put some money aside. The ones that we pulled up quickly, I'll show these to you. I think this is kind of what you were looking for.
Correct.
These are the ones we can get with lighting on it, so it'll actually light the crosswalk itself. It has the bar on it to blink. We're looking at about 20,000 a crosswalk. Now, again, this was a first swipe on it, so, you know, we're gonna do some more investigating. That's installed, that's everything soup to nuts. I'm not sure what else we're gonna be able to do to maybe bring some of that down. But I think what we should look at is determine how many crosswalks we want to do. Let's, in the budget cycle, try to put that money aside. If we can do it cheaper or we change our mind, it doesn't hurt, but at least we've got the money set aside, so if we choose to do it, we're capable of doing it then. A couple other things. I know we've talked many times about the American Recovery Fund that we got. We did Marion, we got the pumps. We had a little bit of money left. We did some engineering that has to be done to put the pumps in. So all of that money, every penny of it that we received has been encumbered. Because if not, you have to send it back. So I promise you that wasn't happening. So we made sure that all that money now has been encumbered. A couple other just small things. American Water is still working out on Route 22. That's going to continue for a while. So if you're on 22, don't expect anytime soon for that to end. They're continuing to do replacement on Route 22. Alex, if he was here, I thought he might wanted to discuss about Rollway River. I did see that there is a further note that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has agreed to do the feasibility study and move ahead with a bipartisan Water Resource Development Act of 2024. It next goes to the president for signature by end of year. I don't know if Mr. Kaiser wants to add anything to that. I don't know if we know anything further yet at this point. Okay.
If you could hear, you got anything on the Rawway River?
No, hey, I heard, thank you guys. Hopefully, you know, I think we're reorganizing, I think I'm taking the liaison position at the start of the new year. At least if I get healthy enough. And I think the group will, as always, will reorganize in the new year and we'll continue to push forward. Just to make a quick note on the Rawway River and all of that in the grand scheme of things, it is relying on the federal government. And presently, the federal government, being controlled by two now billionaires, wish to shut it down. So everybody who comments that funding isn't made available for that, that is the control of the Congress and the new president, who seems to signal today that disaster relief going to get cut in the new administration. That will be, unfortunately, up to our minority members, and our new senator, and Kim and Booker, who I have no doubt will fight relentlessly to include funding for this. But I don't know no one knows what the future bears, but I think it's quite clear that it's going to be very tough to get funding for such projects like this going forward for the time being. So I'll leave it at that, and I think we'll have more in the new year to come.
I'll touch just a little bit on redevelopment also. We did view the other day, we did a walkthrough through the Gomes property to look at the apartments, look at where they were actually. They're making good progress. They're probably going to be, I think they're going to be done and ready to go within a year. Mr. Mayor, you had a chance also to walk through with us. We do have some concerns. The sidewalk on Center is not done. We had a meeting scheduled for Monday, but that was canceled. We're now looking at, might be the 8th. I think they want to have a meeting. So we're waiting to see when we're going to get together with that side. We did have a concern about communication from the basement. When we were down in the parking garage, police radios did not work. Our cell phones were very, very spotty. So there needs to be equipment down there so that we've got communication. That to me, that's a huge concern. Somebody gets hurt down there, they can't reach anyone. So this isn't the first time. I spoke to the chief, both Chief Cook and Captain Mastroni. This isn't something that hasn't happened elsewhere. So we're aware of what needs to be done. We just have to make sure, and I spoke to our construction official, no CO will be issued until that is fixed. So I can guarantee you that that building is not open until we're sure that everyone is safe. If anybody went past Patriot Way down at the end of Church Mall, they continue to make great progress. I saw some of the people there the other day they were in. They're rolling right along. Garden Homes doesn't drag their feet. So you're going to see that up and running, rising out of the ground very quickly. We have some more information for the committee tonight on our 55 and older at Scotty's. And also we've got some more info on the old Bank of America building, which we will touch on later. Other than that, I don't think there's anything new on redevelopment at the moment. If anybody has any questions or comments, I would be happy to answer.
No, I don't. I think we've covered it all. Now,
Great.
I think for the end of the year at this point right now, we're good. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Move on to minutes, please. Let's see, we have, you got it, or you want me to take it?
Hubert.
Special and executive meeting minutes of October 15th, 2024, and the regular and executive meeting minutes of October 22nd, 2024, and the special meeting minutes of November 6th, 2024, as presented.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I'm surrounded now. I got this guy to my right coughing right now.
Oh, stop.
Bro, you better guzzle some of this IG Clean or whatever this stuff is. I am not getting sick. Thanks, Alex. Now Harris is coughing. I think it went through the phone.
Hey, guys, my Dayquil, finally kicked in, I'm riding high right now.
Oh, good.
So does that mean you're coming on? You're coming over, Alex?
Oh, man.
I got POs for you to sign.
We're going to move on to new business ordinances, second reading.
Second reading ordinance 2024-23. This ordinance amends the Township Code to add provisions prohibiting parking on residential lawns.
Madam Clerk, I would like to introduce and move ordinance 2024-23 with publication in the local source on Thursday, December 26th, 2024. Yeah.
Okay, we got a second by Committeeman Kaiser. We have going to a public hearing. If anybody here wishes to speak on ordinance 2024-23, which prohibits parking on residential lawns, I can tell you that we hear everything about everything. And there hasn't been one person who's talked about this in 2 months.
Oh, no. I got 2 residents
Really?
who called me today on this ordinance, saying how they were happy that it finally got.
Oh, happy.
Happy.
Yes,
Oh, very
okay.
happy.
I would say I've had no negative.
No, nothing
Commentary.
negative. They were jumping up and down over the phone.
Now, let me ask a question.
Yes.
When Baltusrol has a big golf outing, are we gonna waive it if they come?
Rich?
Yep.
I did ask that question, and, when the time comes, we could probably suspend it by resolution. Craig or John, correct me if I'm wrong, I signaled that if I'm still on the committee at that time, I would certainly push, for that.
Just wanted to make sure.
That is something that can be done procedurally. It would be by ordinance, since it's an ordinance that would be suspended, so it would take meetings, but that can be done as I believe we presented to that effect for parking purposes during the last major event.
Okay.
Okay, so yes.
Thank you, Alex.
The question was, in case anybody didn't hear it, during large events such as Baltusrol, which is notorious for allowing people to park on lawns, the TC up here can do a resolution suspending it or temporarily halting it as long as as long as needed. So with that said, nobody's got anything with that. Let's go to roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser. Committeeman Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Yes.
Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2024-24. This ordinance amends Chapter 4, General Licensing of the Township Code to create a business insurance registry in accordance with PL 2022-C92.
Madam Clerk, I would like to move ordinance 2024-24 with publication in the local source, Thursday, December 26th, 2024.
Public hearing on this, I don't see anybody coming up to comment on it. We talked about it last meeting. I think you gave a breakdown on it, Craig, or 23?
I believe it was
24?
Actually, I think it was the last meeting. Yep, this is actually already the law. It creates a registry within the township. And it also establishes a modest fee. Penalties as well for failure to register, which are statutory. The minimum penalty under the statute is $500.
Okay. I've got nothing else. Roll call vote?
Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser. Committeeman Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Yes.
Mayor Weber.
Yes. First reading, seeing none. Resolutions?
Mayor,
Yes.
we are pulling Resolution 2024-293 from the agenda.
Holding it completely?
Yes,
Okay.
there was an email on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. Resolution 2024-270. 2024-271. 2024-272. 2024-273. 2024-274, 2024-275, 2024-276, 2024-277, 2024-278, 2024-279, 2024-280.
Can we pull this?
Okay, we're going to.
280.
280. 2024-281, 2024-282, 2024-283, 2024-284. 2024-285, 2024-286, 2024-287, 2024-288, 2024-289, 2024-290.
Pull this one.
Twenty 291, 2024-292. I get a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to move resolutions 2024-270 through resolutions 2024-279, as well as resolutions 2024-281 through resolution 289, and finally, resolutions 2024-291 and 292.
Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber. Yes. Committeeman Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser. Yes. Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2024-280. This resolution is to enter into a payment in lieu of tax agreement with Community Action for Independent Living, Inc. for the years 2025, 2026, and 2027.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2024-280 as read by Madam Clerk.
I'll second it. I did have a question. What property is this for?
162 Bryan Avenue.
Oh, the seniors in, by Bryant Park? Okay, thank you. We're good to, yeah, we're good.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer.
Yes.
Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber. Mayor Weber.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-290. This resolution assigns Officer Adam Power as an investigator within the Investigative Division of the Police Department.
I'll move it. I just had another question. Do we have the rank of investigator, or is that like a designation?
We do have that. It is listed in the ordinance that.
Okay, because when I think of investigator, I think of like how the sheriff's office does it, and it's different, right?
Yeah, it's an assignment to
It's an
do-
okay, I just
doing
wanted to make
detective
sure
work,
it
but
wasn't
it's not
just,
a-
okay.
It's not a promotion, it's an assignment.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was different than that process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deputy Mayor Laufer.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber. Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser. Mayor Weber.
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Scott Wishna as an alternate two member of the planning board effective December 31st, 2024.
Okay. I believe this can be an all in favor. Correct? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We're going to move on to finance. Alex, you want me to spare you and make Karis do this one? All right. Come on into finance and pay some bills with us, please.
All right, I'll make a motion to adopt payroll and invoice for the period of November 27th, 2024 through December 18th, 2024 in the amount of $7,150,255.79.
Second.
Committeeman Kaiser. Deputy Mayor Laufer.
Yes.
Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber. Mayor Weber.
Yes.
And everybody has received and filed accordingly in the bill list, the November budget report, the November pool budget report, the November revenue report and the November pool revenue report.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, just give me 1 second. All right, move on to correspondence. Borough of Mountainside Planning Board notice, hearing of property location, 1123 Mountain Avenue, Mountainside, Thursday, December 19th, 2024, at 7:30 PM. And now we're going to move on to public comment on any governmental issue. Come on up, speak into the mic, name and address, and let us know your public comment on any governmental issue.
May I?
Sure. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Larry Cohen. I live at 24 McLennan Place in Fanwood. I'm going to follow up on an email that I sent previously to the council with this resolution attached to it. I don't know how many of you were here in 2017 when my colleagues and I came before the council to talk to them about, excuse me, this problem of really cruel puppy mills out in the Midwest and them sending their dogs to pet stores in New Jersey and other states. But this council was a pioneer in Union County in being one of the first to adopt an ordinance to prevent that practice in Springfield, despite the fact that you had no pet store that sold dogs. Well, several things have happened since then. First, 149 towns in New Jersey have now passed that same ordinance. Wow. Yeah. So this notion of these puppy mills that do really cruel things to dogs, and this notion of this partnership with New Jersey stores and these puppy mills is pretty widely known now. I mean, there really is no more disputing the fact that this is a real problem and it happens. It has spread nationally. In fact, 8 states have now made this state law. New York's law just went into effect this past Sunday, which makes my presence here even more urgent. New Jersey has a bill in Trenton. It was introduced by Senator Brian Stack. It has 36 co-sponsors in the Assembly. It has 10 co-sponsors in the Senate, and it's being discussed right now. There was an Assembly committee meeting on it 2 days ago. We feel it's incredibly important to go back out and urge towns, especially towns that have already passed their own ordinance, to pass a simple resolution in support of the state's efforts to pass a state bill. That's why I'm here, basically. 11 Union County towns passed an ordinance. Last night, or Monday night, 5 passed this resolution, so we're up to 9 Union County towns having passed this resolution already. The reason we feel Union County is important, and by the way, I'd like to mention that your 2 assemblywomen, Matsakudis and Munoz, are co-sponsors of this legislation in the Assembly. But as you know, Senator Scutari, who's my senator in District 22 in Fanwood, is also a major player among Union County Democrats. And we feel that it's important that he know that the towns in Union County support this. So I'm here with a very simple request. This resolution that I've given you is one that Westwood passed on its own before we were doing this. They passed an ordinance, and then since they knew that this bill was being discussed in Trenton, they said, you know what, we should pass a resolution in support of the bill in Trenton as well. We thought it was such a good idea, we took it as an example, and I'm now going around to Union County towns. So I'd respectfully like to ask you to consider doing this, obviously, in January at this point. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Otherwise, I'd like to thank you very much.
Well, I got to tell you, I have ordinance 2017-12 in front of me, which you are the genesis of, I guess, at this point now, that did pass this. And very rarely do we actually get somebody up here who is again, the origin of something like this. So thank you for this, because this is,
You're welcome.
should have been done and gladly done. I'm looking at the resolution. I don't have a problem with this. This is fantastic. I don't know if anybody else up here does.
No, I work,
Yeah.
I work on this for my day job.
I think I take notes, report to the administration.
Chief of Staff to Raj Mukherjee.
I'm good.
Oh, yeah, so January, we can,
Absolutely.
okay. We're good with that. With that, thank you for your efforts, because you know what? They can't speak for themselves.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So,
know. And unfortunately, the problem is not getting better.
right. So we thank you for that. And if you want to come back next meeting, we'll get it done by next meeting.
Great.
So, I don't know what,
January 14th.
January 14th.
Great.
Come on back.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
And bring some media if you want, because we'll take pictures and do the whole thing with you. Yeah, bring some dogs and everything, yeah. We're gonna go on, any other public comment? If there is, anybody has any public comment on any governmental issue, I do have an email to read. So I don't see anybody else coming up with any public comment on any governmental issue, so I'm going to go straight to the emails. First email is from Michael Bartosh, 77 Tudor Court. Has the Township of Springfield met its affordable housing quota required by the state of New Jersey? And the answer is absolutely not. We have met, we're good up to the third round. We're in the fourth round. We have a projected 285 units that were owed at the end of all of this. If I'm safe to say this, we got a list, and you know what, yeah, I can say this. We got a list from the state of land that they considered developable. Well, this entire list consisted of land owned by the Department of Transportation, the Board of Ed, and the golf course.
Wait, they want us to develop on the golf course?
This list had, let's just say this list had 50 identifiable properties on this list. Most of them were Department of Transportation roads, such as 78 and so on, and I do not make this up. The other ones were Board of Ed fields, like the football field and the soccer field, and the others with the golf course.
Golf course gotta be good for like 7,000.
So, we have lawyers working on this.
And our planner, of course.
And our planner. And that's all I have to say with it. Do you want to add anything to this, or?
I think you're seeing somewhat of a change, though, also. I think there's going to be further discussions on how this actually shakes out in the long run. The whole idea, the formula may change. So I think right now we're kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern as we refute their numbers, and we'll see what we end up with.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what they presented with us, to us from the state, is absolutely 100% undevelopable, unless you do not want roads anymore and other things.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, but I think they were saying that they could build on the grass median between the lanes, not on the road itself.
Yeah, that was one of the identifiable properties, was the median.
Got it.
I'm gonna,
Like a nice galley style apartment?
Ease for traveling.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna assume that this was done on Google Earth or something, and nobody knew it was going, I don't know how it was done, but whatever. So, we are, Mr. Bartosh, we are current on its on our affordable housing quota, but we do not have any answers for you going around for round 4, because we are trying to fight it, and we're trying to show that we are fairly maxed out in our land on what is developable. Next question. With all the new construction in the township, next question, also from Michael Bartosh, 77 Tudor Court. With all new construction in the township, is our police department up to quota, or do more officers need to be hired? I'm going to let the chief answer this, and then I'm going to throw my 2 cents in here, whether they like it or not. So, Chief, is our police department up to quota, or do more officers need to be hired?
I don't like the word quotas,
Go ahead.
the police departments, but as far as the police department staffing in relationship to the redevelopment, we're -1 right now due to the officer that passed away, for which we are in the process of trying to have a new hire for that. That would bring us back to where we have been. We had planned, we all worked together, myself and the committee, to up our table of organization to increase the number of officers in anticipation of when the redevelopment is finished and becomes occupied. And we came up with that number, and we have yet to have any redevelopment be completed, so we haven't had that need. So right now, we are where we have been. We're not short due to the redevelopment because that has not taken place yet. I mean, it's in the process. But we did prepare ahead of time, so when that time comes, then I'll address that with you, and I'm sure we can work something out.
Okay, now, before I give my answer, does anybody want anything up here? All right, my answer, which is probably not going to be liked a lot by the police department right now, but I'm not really concerned, because they can talk about it the next day, like they do with everything else. It is not cheap to hire a police officer. Right now, the average salary, average from top to bottom, of an officer in the Township of Springfield is $146,000, $146,776. That's the average, right now. The average for fire, $119,080. We did an audit. I don't think anybody is in the dark about that right now. We did an audit on the police department, the fire department, OEM, and everything else. Now, I'm going to speak for myself. I am not speaking for any other person that is up here besides, except for me. I have some concerns about a word that is fairly unmentionable, and I'm very well versed on what I can say and what I cannot say in terms of productivity and quotas and so on. But I do have some concern right now about the bang for the buck that we get on certain times with patrolling, downtime on patrol, etc. And the chief and the TC and the BA had all agreed that we would like to see the police department get up to 50 officers as these developments came around. We have been more than accommodating and more than supportive up here for the police department and the fire department. With that said, I again have some questions on bang for the buck and what is actually happening. And we are doing some restructuring of certain things around, and we will, by the time we are done, we will end up seeing where this all lands. By the time schedule changes are done, tour changes are done, or whatever has to be accomplished to get maximum coverage for the Township of Springfield with the most amount of work handled, and yet productivity for the residents here, that, so they can see a high return on their investment on a job such as that. So with that said, we are still looking at it, Mr. Bartosh, but that's where we're at right now. We will be replacing one immediately, and we will let you know about the rest, but I think 2025 is going to see some things. So I'll leave it with that. I do want to piggyback on one more thing that would kind of tie into that question. We had a meeting with, that the superintendent attended of the schools, and we asked what the impact of the Metropolitan was so far on Springfield schools, and I believe her answer was 2 students at this point.
She had 2 special, didn't she?
Right. So we had 2 students at this point that were, that are in the Metropolitan. So we are unsure until all of these things are completed. All right. So that is the end of that, and public comment on any governmental issue. So without seeing anything more on that, I'm going to close out public comment on any governmental issue, and I just have a few things to say before we go to executive session. Go ahead. Yeah, please, go ahead.
I have 4 quick things that I'd like to just bring up.
Yep.
Number 1, he obviously alluded to it at the beginning of the meeting, but I would like to welcome Rich back, Committeeman Huber. It's great to see you up here. I missed you. I think we missed you, and it's good to see you again, and thank you for doing what you do for us year after year. Second, I'd like to extend my thanks to Police Department, Fire Department, Auxiliary Police for their yearly participation again last Saturday in our Santa visiting Springfield. It was a little cold this year, but I think it was well received again by the residents. It is a big day, it's a long day, and I appreciate the coordination, the response, the setting up. Also, we cannot forget our Santa and our elves who helped out as well, and appreciate the well-coordinated effort and bringing some smiles to everybody's face in Springfield. It's a great day, and I appreciate your help and support. I have 2 more. I don't know which one I want to do first. I guess I would like to wish everyone, whatever you celebrate, a very, very happy holiday season. I think that it's important at this time to think about what we're appreciative of, what we're thankful for. If you have the time to visit with family and friends on this special time of year, I think it's important not only to remember perhaps the good times we've had this year, but also perhaps family members and friends that we don't get to see for one reason or another, and hope that those friends and families that you don't see hold a special place in your heart this year. And I want to extend my greetings for a very happy and healthy holiday season and New Year. And speaking of the new year, and obviously we do this every year and there's a changeover, but my last comment is I'd just like to acknowledge the incredible job that our mayor has done this year. I think if you look at the totality of the circumstances of this year and draw upon everything that we've done this year through Mayor Weber's leadership, I think, and I think he might have alluded to it in his last mayor's letter in the Patriot. I encourage you to take a look at that list of things that
I'm gonna read it. Yeah.
we've accomplished, and I don't mean to steal your thunder.
No, keep going, because thank you.
But to just think about, everybody, you talk about, you know, the service to the community. You talk about, you know, what we do up here, you know, a lot of the stuff you see, but most of the stuff you don't. The coordinated effort that it takes to sit in that middle seat. Sometimes it's a thankless job, and under his leadership, to do the things that we've done and to accomplish the things that we've done under his leadership. It's a great resume, and I want to thank you for your leadership, for your candor, for your just collaborative effort you've done this year in leading our township in a very positive and productive manner.
Thank you. Go ahead.
If I may, I want to acknowledge, we had a tree lighting. Props to Jonathan Dayton High School students, PD, DPW, fire, obviously. Tay McQueen performed. It was bitterly cold, but a great time was had by all. Also, I want to acknowledge Springfield once again participated in Wreaths Across America. I had the honor of reading the proclamation designating Wreath Day as Wreath Day. So that was a very nice ceremony. Obviously, I want to acknowledge the mayor. It was a pleasure. Thank you. And I wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or enjoy the time off from work if you have the time off from work. Thank you.
I just like to, I've been up here the longest, as everybody knows, and we haven't agreed on everything, all of us. You know, everybody thinks we have.
No, we haven't.
And back to that room,
Yeah,
there's a lot of argument that goes on.
yeah.
Spirited discussion.
That's what you're teaching.
Spirited discussion's a nice way to put it.
It's good. The mayor has had a tough job. He's kept us in tow, as I saw. As well, I'd like to thank him.
Thank you.
To me, he's done good. And the police and fire, I think the police and fire do a good job. But they know that I argue with, the chief knows I argue with him a lot. I call him up, I say it, I come here, and I just want the people of this town to realize it's a hard job up here. I mean, you have to think what you think is right for this town, not what I think is right for me. But I really want to thank the mayor. I mean, he had a tough time this year. So,
It was a lot. Thank you for that, though. Thank you.
Hold on, Alex. Hold on. We're going to get you mic'd up. All powerful Oz. There you go.
I'll be quick and save most of my remarks for the first. But first off, just Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to everybody. Enjoy the holiday season. It's such a privilege to be up here. I love every single minute of it. It's why I'm calling in while fighting a cold, because I take it seriously and the input, and I look forward to serving another 3 years and being reelected with the mayor. So being up here 6 years already, it's been an incredible honor, and I love it every single day, and look forward to the first of the year of getting sworn in again. A huge thank you to Mayor Chris Weber and to Deputy Mayor Harris Laufer. And thank you for their steadfast leadership and continuing to lead us forward. And I'm glad that all of us get to continue this serving together for at least another year. So thank you.
Thank you, Bart. Thank you. Boy, so this is my final meeting right now for 2024, and I'm gonna go on my phone. You guys know I complain about the phone, but I'm gonna go on the phone. This is the 2024 list, in case you didn't read it. This is just this year alone for our little town. 2 large development projects nearing completion, with the start of a third, which is moving along very nicely. Resurfacing of the township pool. Lighting for Mizell Field is finally installed. We are waiting for completion with the electric and everything else, but we've pushed and fought, and we got lighting for the field. There'll be no more generator lights there. We are still working on the driveway. Billboards were removed from the center of town on Mountain Avenue. It's going to bring a green space for that land. Our high school and travel sports teams brought home championships and trophies in multiple sports. Our recreation team has more programs than they've ever done before. Alvin Park, full renovation, has started a full renovation. That park is going to be gorgeous when it's done. Henshaw tennis courts have been resurfaced. New jitney bus was acquired for the commuters, for everybody who's going to the train, and for the seniors also, and for anybody who uses a Springfield jitney. New fire truck was delivered to the fire department. We're on a roll, brother. The police department was accredited for the 4th time. And all of these things, I appreciate the words from everybody. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for all of us, and none of this is done without my other 4 up here. You guys are like, I'm telling you, anybody who complains has no idea how much work is put up here if you want to get things accomplished. They have no idea how much Linda puts in, how much John puts in, how much Craig puts in, how much Chief Cook puts in, how much Captain Mastroni puts in, Robbie Betcher from DPW, Adam Lieb, Diane. They just don't have any, they have no idea how much people have to care and how much work they have to do to make all of these things happen. I have a text message on my phone, and I'm not going to read who it's from, but unfortunately, sometimes what happens is that I have a lot of people to get back to. I think one of the things that's been good for me and has helped me, succeed here in town is that no matter what the time is or what I'm doing, I try to help people, and everybody up here does. And I'm playing tag, and somebody, this has been going on for a while, and unfortunately, they couldn't get to me today because they had school, work, and I said, well, if you got to get to me today, Friday, it doesn't matter, Thursday, no, the person responds, I didn't want to bother you at night unless, you can talk now. Let me know. This is a job that happened, that's almost 24 hours a day. It is not 1980, and I hate to pick that, but I just picked that year because there was no social media, there was no internet, there was no email, there was no cell phones, there was no tagging anybody on countless forums. There was no having to deal with enormous amounts of contact. I'm going to assume what it was like back then was you called the township, and hopefully they got a message through to whoever they tried to get through to. Otherwise, that was it. Or you send a letter in the mail with a stamp on it. Not now. Now there are times that we are each tagged probably 2, 3, 4 times, sometimes a day or 10 times a week with just concerns. And I think what makes us a successful team up here is we acknowledge our strong points, we acknowledge what we do, we let each other do what we have to do in certain times, and like, Rich said, there's a lot of spirited discussions. We are an interesting mix behind closed doors because there is some fighting that goes on, no doubt. There are some heavy differences of opinion on how things are achieved. There are certainly more times than not that each one of us has to just back down and say, all right, you know what, I don't have the votes for this. You know, if I don't have the 3 votes, I just look and go, all right, well, you guys figure it out. Hopefully it works out. And you know what you do is you get on board, you support it, even if you don't like it. All right? And not to get into national things, but that is what is needed across this country from everybody at this point right now. Even if you don't support somebody, the worst thing you can do is wish for your town, your city, your county, your state, or your country to do poorly because you don't approve of who's there. All right? And there were more than enough times that there were certain things here that you didn't like, I didn't like, or whatever, but we sat there and said, all right, listen, I don't have the votes for it, but you know what? If you guys feel this strongly about it, I'll get behind it, and we're going to make this work somehow. And that's why we're successful up here. Office, you know, you guys are crush it every day. If you can't, you know, see the meeting, what's going on is I'm looking at Linda and John right now, and our BA and our township clerk, absolutely the best around, and I thank everybody for making me look good. That's what it comes down to. So the list is long. We are nowhere near done. I'm going to drop this one on you. I would like to, ready? I would like to close off Oakland, make it a cul-de-sac, and I would like to extend that park all the way through. And there will be a township meeting coming in 2026. No, 2025. I'm a year ahead already. In 2025, welcoming everybody here in the township's opinion, same as we did with Ruby Park, on what their thoughts are, if we're creating a mess by you know, turning Oakland into a cul-de-sac, if we're doing something better by, you know, getting rid of that intersection and extending it all to green space. It's something that we want to hear from, and it's it's a project that I think I think it could be the first project of the year. I think we're already got, you know, the irons in the fire on that one, and I think if we hustle up, we can get that done before springtime or so on, or somewhere in that area for the township. So we'll have to, you know, keep going on that. Besides to that, thank you for a fantastic 2024. Successful 2024. And there's still work to do. January 1st, we have the reorg. Is that information out yet?
Yeah.
All right, so January 1st, we have the reorg. Now, I have had the privilege, and so has Chris, and so has Alex. No, wrong. You were here with Rich as a mayor. Chris was. Alex Harris and myself were not. We have not been here with Rich as a mayor. Our Tom Brady of Springfield. Rich is the only one on this entire dais who can tell us why something happened, you know, 10 years ago, how they came to this, how the road was traveled, why it worked, why it didn't work. That is not easily replaced. So this is what I want to say. There are some hits and misses about our form of township government. And while we had a wildly successful year, and everybody feels the same way, you know, when they're up here. You're doing your thing, you finally hit a stride at a certain point, and you would like to continue. The Sometimes it benefits, sometimes it doesn't. The plus side to our form of government is that you are usually not stuck with the same person's direction or agenda for the entire, term, which would be, in most cases, 4 years. It gives a different perspective. And I didn't really understand that at first. And I completely understand that now. It is very important to have different views, different takes, and different leadership so things don't become stale, things don't become forgotten about, and new ideas are put forward. So with that said, because I know that January 1st there's going to be a lot happening. And I've been able to witness fantastic leadership under Erica DuBois, Chris Capides, Alex Kaiser, and now I get to see it under Rich Huber. So I'm excited for what 2025 brings. I am excited for the phone calls that are going to happen when they want to know why is Rich busting my chops about certain things, because he is definitely the stickler up here for certain things, and he doesn't let things slide, and that is fantastic. And I'm excited for what's going to happen. I've had 2 deputy mayors, Alex Kaiser and Harris Laufer, and both have been exceptional as my second there, and you're going to be exceptional for Rich. And I look forward to 2025, and thank you all for a successful 2024. And thank you to my wife and my kids, my family, who let me come up here and take all this time out. And I have a friend sitting here in the audience right now who will try to call me at times. And what people don't realize is that by 11 o'clock in the morning, I've already been on the phone sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours. And I don't even have the bandwidth to pick it up because I'm on to the next thing. So thank you to everybody who understands that there's only so many hours in a day for us up here. But it's not that we don't care, it's just that we only have so much time. So thank you to our families that let us do this. It's big. And congratulations to Vice Principal Chris Capides. This has been a good year. I'm going to stay up here all year. Jonathan Dayton softball team, Union County champions for the first time in the history of Springfield. Congratulations. And we're going to get another one in 2025. Watch. I'm done. Have a great day.
Executive?
Yep.
Okay. Resolution 1218-24, whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provides that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will, during this meeting, enter into discussion of the following matters: attorney-client privilege and personnel, attorney-client privilege, contract negotiations, redevelopment. Whereas the matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest of confidence by all committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the township. Now therefore be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public when reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exist.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No action will be taken.
No action.